What do you think of the fights, buddy?
Well, Khabib Nurmagomedov, I'm really looking forward to this Tony Ferguson Khabib Nurmagomedov fight. I think that
You want to start with the co-main event?
Yeah,
Okay,
we can
go
start.
ahead,
No,
buddy.
we'll bring it up. Bring up the fights. Let's break it down before we get
Yeah,
into that. I
brother.
don't mind.
Let's just do the.
Who's going to go over, dude?
Let's just do the co-main event and main event.
All right.
Yeah, we don't want to get
What's
too
the co-main
bulky,
event
but
on this one?
That'd be Khabib and Tony.
No, but what's the other one?
The main event would be
Thompson
Woodley
Woodley.
versus
Yes,
Thompson.
yes.
Yeah.
My
don't need to bring
take
it up,
on
Jim.
my take on Thompson Woodley is that I think again, my guess is Woodley is going to not get lured into a trap. He's going to keep his back against the cage again. I would imagine that's the only way
he's gonna do
to
the same
fight.
game plan?
Well, I think the only, unless they know something else, I don't know. The only way
They
to
probably
fight
do.
him, the only way to fight him though, is to do that. I don't know how you press the action with Wonder Boy. It's just his wheelhouse, and I feel as though unless Tyron Woodley does something something else, then he's going to get. I think Stephen Thompson's going to figure that out, and I think so. I got Stephen Thompson winning this one. I don't know what does Tyron do. In other words, I guess what does Tyron do if not same game plan would seem to work.
Last fight, you had a 10-8 round, almost finished.
It worked.
Yes.
And so what I'm saying is that let me be more clear. What I'm saying is that I would stick to the game plan that worked before. But that puts you.
Can't because
there you go.
Wonder Boy knows
because he's going to figure it out.
No, so they asked because Woodley's takedown, his wrestling was successful, but he got away from it. He got away from his wheelhouse. Then he had the striking match with Thompson, even though he had 10-8 round. But remember, Thompson was winning 3 out of the 5 rounds to the judges, but that 10-8 round kind of fucked him. That's why it was a draw. And I'll get balls deep in on this week's Big Round Breakdown, but Thompson is the guy, he's the one doing all the changing now. He put on 8 pounds of muscle. He has to cut weight. It's weird, man. So to me, I'm seeing some red flags from Thompson. I think Woodley wrestles him more, wins more rounds if he doesn't get finished, if he doesn't get clipped or something like that. But I think he just initiates more grappling and beats him up by decision again.
Well, let me give you my take on this, dude, because it's rare that you book 2 baby faces in the main event, brother. Because back in the day, Vince, they're 2 baby faces, brother, and Vince would never do that, dude. It would always be me versus Andre the Giant, right?
Right. Heel versus babyface.
Heel versus babyface, brother.
I just learned those terms, by the way.
Yeah, brother. The only time we straight up booked babyface versus babyface was me versus Ultimate Warrior in WrestleMania 6, dude. So it's going to be interesting to see, brother, how we get 2 baby faces.
Yeah.
Dude.
Thanks, Hulk.
Good to know. Thanks, Hulk.
Yeah.
We're going to move on now to Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Strong gimmick, dude. The Russian versus the All-American
That's right, Tony Ferguson.
That's right. The white meat babyface, Tony Ferguson, versus that dirty, angry Russian, brother. It's the Cold War, dude. And Hulk Hogan has got Khabib Nurmagomedov, and he's got him in that headlock, dude. And he's saying, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall, brother.
Okay, that's an outdated.
So that's a good booking.
That's an outdated thing, but let's stick to this.
I like Hulk breaking it down. Who you got, B?
So I think Tony Ferguson is confusing. He's so good at confusing his opponents. He changes things up all the time. Crazy striking. I don't know that works against a guy like Khabib Nurmagomedov because Khabib, as we know, I've never seen him not get a hold of you. Now, Tony.
I don't know about that,
badass.
Dude. I don't know about that.
But he's a jiu-jitsu. He's a 10th planet badass. But I don't know if anything works against Khabib when he closes that distance and grabs.
I'll tell you what would work against Khabib. I'll hit him with that big boot, brother. And then when he hits the mat, I'll hit him with that leg drop, dude. And that'll be the end of the big angry Russian, brother.
All right.
That's
well,
what Hulk would do.
That's what you would do.
That's what I would do in the UFC.
Khabib hasn't lost ever. But
he's never lost a round.
He's never lost a goddamn round.
Babyface against him.
What is your take on it?
This is first of all, it's the greatest fight in lightweight history at 55. And I'm surprised the UFC was forced to do it because usually, they book GSP versus Bisping today. So they're just booking these huge main fights that are going to sell because this fight doesn't sell, but to the purists it does. So to me, it's the greatest fight in lightweight history. It's the first time I'm having trouble picking the winner. I don't know. I go back and forth. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. It's too tough to pick. I obviously have to pick, and I'll figure it out. I think Khabib. He's never lost a round, man. But he also hasn't fought that tough of guys. He fought Dos Anjos before USADA came. You know what I'm saying? He fought Dos Anjos before he went on that huge run. Yeah, he mollywopped him by decision, but I thought Tony was more impressive when he beat him. They have a common opponent in. I forget who, but Tony finished him. Khabib went to a decision with him. It's a tough fight.
Tony's better striker, right?
Tony's better striker. People forget too. Tony's background is wrestling.
It's wrestling. It's not jiu-jitsu. It's wrestling.
No, it's definitely not. Jiu-jitsu.
I made a career out of kicks and punches, dude.
Well, you did, but
let me ask you this, dude: is 209? Is that a big pay-per-view, brother?
It won't. No.
Well, then you might be able to book the heel over Ferguson.
True.
Because then he could just get his receipt at the big summer pay-per-view.
Well, all right, but this is UFC, so I'm going to ask you to...
Yeah, but if you want to start a feud, brother, the way to book it is you get the big angry Russian over on the American. Let him win. He's never lost a round.
Okay.
And then...
What about Russian versus Irishman? Because that's what's going to happen.
You got to go with the Irishman. Well, that's Hogan. Hogan, the gimmick that Vince gave me was
What were you
going
to say, though, about...
Vince loves Irish, dude.
I know. You shut up for a second,
Hulk Hogan, brother. He wanted all Irish.
You shut up for a second.
I don't know about that,
Khabib's
dude.
2-1 favorite. Yeah. It's a tough fight to pick. I just think, like, Khabib goes forward. Khabib only has one way to win. He's not going to beat him in striking. No. He's not going to submit him. Right? He's going to take him down, win by decision.
He does that big Russian bear hug, dude, or the claw.
That too.
Let me ask you this.
I don't know if he can do that for 5 rounds against Tony.
Right.
I think Tony has better cardio. He's more dangerous everywhere.
I don't know about that, dude.
And Tony's, like, it seems like Khabib can get anybody on their back and pound their faces in.
Anybody.
But
Tony will go to the mat. This is my thing. I think Tony loses rounds, but if Tony wins, it's going to be by finish. He won't be him a decision.
Tony out.
Tony will catch him in submission or TKO. Okay. But he's going to lose rounds. You're going to see him constantly losing rounds.
Right. Talking about Antonio.
And then people are going to be a little upset because Tony's going to be doing damage.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, he did all this damage, but he's going to be losing the game of mixed martial arts.
That's fair.
Yeah, brother.
I mean, God damn, it's such a great fight.
It's a great fight.
Probably Khabib by decision.
Well, I don't know about that.
People are going to be upset, though.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know about that, dude.
You don't.
I wouldn't
watch
go to decision
UFC.
if it's a pay-per-view.
You don't
brother.
watch UFC.
No, I watch pay-per-views, dude. I still watch the product, brother.
Well, we're talking about UFC, and you're going to make me mad now because
I don't know about that, dude.
Don't say that you don't know about that because it's very passive aggressive and it's very fucking annoying.
Well, I don't know about that.